Today, my focus is on summarizing another psychology book titled Persuasion. As I delve deeper into psychology literature, a growing sense of unease accompanies my understanding of how easily one can manipulate others. The disconcerting realization is that the tactics discussed in this video are often covert, eluding conscious detection. They operate subconsciously, akin to a hidden magic pill administered before a conversation, leading individuals to unknowingly believe and behave differently. Despite the illusion of control and conscious decision-making, the reality is quite different. As an illustration, consider an experiment where an exceptionally attractive and model-like individual was deployed to approach random women in a shopping mall, asking for their phone number for a date. Naturally, giving one's phone number to a stranger is a risky endeavor, resulting in many rejections. However, an interesting trend emerged. He received more positive responses when approaching women near a specific store. Surprisingly, it wasn't a perfume or chocolate store. Rather, it was a flower store. The connection between flowers and romance subconsciously influenced their behavior, leading them to share their numbers. Post-experiment, participants, when asked about the store's influence, uniformly denied any correlation, insisting that their decision was a conscious one. In a parallel experiment, a man initiated a conversation with a woman on the street, seeking a date. In this iteration, researchers aimed to explore how the outcomes varied based on the object the man held while approaching the women. Interestingly, one specific item garnered numerous affirmative responses. Care to venture a guess? It happened to be a guitar case. Consider another instance from the business realm, an intriguing experiment involving an online furniture store. Researchers guided half of the buyers to a landing page adorned with soft clouds as the background image, while the other half were directed to a page featuring images of coins. Those exposed to clouds directed their attention toward selecting furniture, based on softness and comfort. In contrast, individuals greeted by coins on the page prioritized price, seeking the most economical options. Post-experiment, when questioned about the influence of clouds or coins on their decisions, participants collectively chuckled, asserting their independence and consciousness, claiming that neither clouds nor coins had any impact on their choices. So far, both experiments have focused on visual stimuli. Now, let's explore the potential impact of words. The answer is affirmative. And here's an example. A salesperson faced challenges selling a $75,000 product. Upon mentioning the price, many clients attempted negotiations, and if unable to secure a lower price, they would walk away, resulting in significant client losses. To address this, the salesperson introduced a subtle alteration in his presentation. Before disclosing the price, he humorously remarked, "Well, obviously, I can't charge you $1 million for this product." Remarkably, after incorporating this sentence, almost no one attempted to negotiate the price or complained about the $75,000 cost. Surprisingly, the jest about $1 million, seemingly unrelated to the product's actual value, did not logically affect behavior. However, the reality was that subconsciously, it influenced people's perception of the price. In a marketing trial, researchers sought customer input on a novel energy beverage to gather feedback. However, a considerable number of individuals expressed reservations, which was expected given the novelty of the product and potential resistance to change. In response, marketers adopted a different approach. Prior to presenting the request, they inquired whether participants perceived themselves as adventurous individuals. A significant portion affirmed their adventurous nature, and subsequently, when offered the opportunity to sample the new energy drink, they readily agreed. Allow me to share a personal experience. Once, during a meeting with a banker, our conversation veered into the realm of investment products they were offering. As the banker detailed various options, none managed to capture my attention fully. I found myself somewhat disengaged, contemplating when I could politely conclude the discussion. However, just before introducing the next product, he uttered something that immediately grabbed my focus. He stated, "The upcoming product is one that I would recommend even to my mother." In that moment, I felt a surge of trust towards both him and the product. Whether intentional or not, he had effectively triggered one of the potent persuasion principles identified by Robert Cialdini: unity. Unity encompasses a shared identity between the influencer and the influenced. When individuals feel connected to the same group, they are more inclined to say yes to those within that unit compared to outsiders. Establishing this connection before delivering a message increases openness to cooperation or belief in the communicator. For instance, Warren Buffett effectively employed the principle of unity in addressing investors' concerns about the future of Berkshire Hathaway. In a letter discussing succession plans, Warren Buffett used language akin to advising family members, creating a convincing sense of unity. Family-driven unity, known for its profound impact, often leads people to go to great lengths, even risking their lives, to assist close relatives. Robert Cialdini demonstrates how to harness family-driven unity to influence individuals beyond one's relatives. In a college class scenario, he sought increased parent response rates to a questionnaire. By offering students an extra point on a test for their parents' completion of the survey, a seemingly inconsequential benefit, he substantially raised the response rate from poor to nearly perfect. The implications of these studies and examples are significant. Shifting attention to concepts like helpfulness, fairness, or romance before delivering a message can alter an individual's identity in that specific situation. Persuasion tactics have the power to change how individuals perceive themselves, others, and the presented message. This next experiment is pretty impressive and will explain why we get influenced so easily. In Belgium, researchers brought a group of people together and showed them a picture of a household object, but with a different background image. They divided the people into 3 groups. In the background picture of the first group, there was a single person standing alone. The second group's background picture had 2 people standing next to each other separately. Finally, in the third group's background picture, there were 2 people standing shoulder to shoulder. Now, during the experiment, researchers stood up and accidentally dropped several items on the floor in order to find out who of these 3 groups would get down on their knees and help. Both from the first and second groups, only 20% of people helped. But the results were 3 times higher in the third group, who had a background image of 2 people standing shoulder to shoulder. Now, this isn't the most interesting part of the experiment. The most interesting part is that the subjects of this experiment were only 18-month-old children who had no logical reasoning and could barely talk. This experiment proves how primitive and fundamental this process is, and why subconsciously every single one of us can easily be influenced, regardless of the level of logic or intelligence. Now, let's explore how to apply the insights gained from these experiments in real-life situations. I've distilled 6 practical tips for you. Before delving into them, consider this analogy that encapsulates the essence of our discussions and simplifies the central lesson of these experiments. Picture yourself planting a seed. To ensure the seed grows and yields fruits, 2 crucial steps must be taken. Firstly, choose a high-quality seed. Secondly, prepare the soil adequately. If the soil isn't well prepared, the seed won't flourish, regardless of its quality. Applying this analogy to our context, the seed represents the persuasive message you convey, and all the experiments and examples we've discussed so far revolve around preparing the metaphorical soil. While the content of your message is significant, what precedes it holds equal, if not greater, importance. In other words, your message is like the seed, crucial but contingent on ensuring the soil is in the right condition for growth. As witnessed in the experiments, there was consistently a preceding sentence, request, or image that significantly altered people's behavior before the message was delivered. Alright, let's delve into the 6 tips I mentioned earlier. Extend offers to family members. If you're providing free products to clients, consider offering them to their family members instead. Recall the student and parent experiment, where a simple tweak increased response rates. Seek advice, not feedback, when seeking input to enhance your product. Use the word advice instead of feedback or opinion. This subtle change fosters unity and a collaborative effect, as seen in examples like Warren Buffett. Time salary raise request strategically. If you're aiming for a salary raise, make your request when you've received positive feedback or achieved notable success at work. This aligns with the energy drink experiment's focus on showcasing positive results. Activate unity in student campaigns. As a student urging others to donate, emphasize your shared identity by mentioning that you too are a student. This activates the unity principle and boosts donations, akin to family-driven unity. Curate your environment. Decorate your surroundings in alignment with your goals. Contrary to prior beliefs, writing motivational phrases on walls or incorporating goal-related visuals can impact you subconsciously. Consider small adjustments like changing your phone or computer background. Set the right mindset before delivery. Before delivering a message, ensure the recipient is in the right mindset. Consider the example of persuading a colleague to embrace change. By reminding him of a past collaborative decision and emphasizing shared project benefits, the conversation shifted positively. Always employ these tactics ethically. Recognize that you too can be influenced, and beware of potential misuse in professional or personal contexts. Take your time to consider requests and avoid hasty decisions that may lead to regret. In sharing these insights, the goal is twofold: to raise awareness about inherent vulnerabilities and to offer ethical applications in your personal, professional, or business life. If you found this video helpful, explore similar content on your screen. Have a fantastic day.